Hello, cinephiles, it's Drew. You already saw Nick's face, and here's this glorious one. I'm the one that handles the news and the real deal on the Film Files, and you may have noticed that I'm not in the recent one. There was things I had to do, I won't bore you with it, it involves some ropes, but that's all. So what happened is Dubs and Peterson took over the show, and they did a good job. There was a couple things missing, but you know what? Everybody gets a chance to do what they want and try their hand at hosting a show. So, there was a couple things they missed in the news, in the trailers, but the most important thing they missed was the real deal, which is where you take 5 minutes out of the show and just go on about something. It used to be Nick, Dubs, and myself doing it, but now it's just come to me because I'm the one that can pump these things out like no one's business. So let's do a real deal right now since we missed it in last week's episode. Let's begin the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. And I want to talk about something that was touched upon in the show, which was Colin Firth coming back to Kingsman. Spoilers for Kingsman. In fact, spoilers for this whole real deal. I'll tell you before. I'll show you what it is I'm going to be spoiling, and then you can decide whether or not. But anyway, the point is, Colin Firth may be coming back to Kingsman because of a poster tease with a frame missing from an eye where he was shot and died. Which, Kingsman, I can see doing this well, bringing back a character, because the type of film that Kingsman is very comedic. And they can come back in a way that's just like Colin Firth is back and it's like, yay! But there are ways that it can go horrible. And that's what I wanted to talk about. Resurrection of characters that were absolutely horrible. And I came up with 3 good and 3 bad. So let's start off with the good. There are some resurrections that were very good. For example, this one I really enjoyed. The Iron Giant had an ending that makes me tear up to this day. You know, Superman, and he goes up and destroys the missile. And we thought he was dead. Every kid thought he was dead. We weren't prepared for that. This was just a movie about a small kid and a big robot being friends. But then at the end, we see the screws start jiggling and then rolling away and going and building the Iron Giant back, which was a great resurrection because it doesn't give us anything. There's no sequel. There's no TV show. There's just them coming back, and we get to pick up the rest. Like, the kid and the robot's relationship is up to us now. We get to decide if they live happily ever after, if he's renowned as a hero, if the government takes him over. We get to decide that, which is nice. It gives kids a chance to deal with death, and not really. But it was an interesting way to take it, and I really enjoyed that. The other way that was very good, and I think will work for Kingsman, is this one. The Princess Bride. Because, spoilers for this, spoilers for everything. I'm not even going to say that anymore. But Cary Elwes was playing the dead pirate Leewitz. I can't remember his name, but anyway, he dies. And the way they bring him back is they take him to Billy Crystal, who gives them, he's maybe dead, mostly dead. So they give him a chocolate, and he comes back to life. It fits the story, it fits the fantasy. It's stupid, but it fits the idea of the movie, which is what I hope they do with Colin Firth. And the other one that I don't really like, but I put it in my like pile because I like where they went with it, is The Avengers, because Phil Coulson does die, and then he comes back for a TV show. I really like the TV show. I just wish they'd detour it. Like, it wasn't Phil Coulson. That's my issue, because Phil Coulson is the motivation for them to get together and do what has to be done. But I can understand why they did it. It's Marvel. They don't like to kill anybody. Superheroes don't like to kill anybody, which leads me to my examples of the bad. X-Men 3. Oh boy. In X-Men 2, Jean Grey dies, and it's pretty good death. It's a really good death. I really enjoyed that one, but it led to the Dark Phoenix Saga, which is a great book. Now, I know what you're going to say. The comic book guy says, well, the book was better than the movie. Well, of course, that's every single book ever made, except Silence of the Lambs. But this one had an interesting idea. The Dark Phoenix Saga is almost impossible to put to film, and yeah, it is impossible to put to film, and they did not do a great job of resurrecting Jean Grey. Another good comic book example of a bad resurrection, The Dark Knight Rises. Am I glaring? Looks like, if you can read this, fantastic, but it's The Dark Knight Rises because, Bruce Wayne takes the bomb, or Batman, it doesn't matter, takes the bomb, goes into the river, boom, we think he's dead. Oh my god, he's finally dead. Then it cuts to a scene where Alfred's sitting in the coffee shop, and we go, god damn it, and there he is. Just there. No explanation, no nothing. He's just there, and there's a nod. That's it. That's all he does. And it's stupid. It's really freaking stupid. But this is the one that's going to cause me the most controversy. Everybody's going to hate me for this, especially one of my co-hosts. These guys do not do well with resurrections. None of them. Let's look at our resurrections. That would be Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader, or Hayden Christensen, and Who's the other one? Yoda. There is no death in this film. There is none. I mean, okay, there's an entire planet that explodes, but nobody comes back from that. But everybody comes back in like this Jedi ghost form. Everybody that's important that dies anyway. I mean, there's obviously a spoiler in the most recent Star Wars that, according to Film Files rules, I'm not going to spoil, but I don't think that character's coming back. And if it does, that's a very, very big disappointment. But Star Wars, so far, has not done a resurrection well. So, that's my 5 minutes. What do you think about this? Were there examples that I missed? Do you think there are better examples of a good resurrection? And an honorable mention before you guys all hate me is I just don't own the DVD, and that's Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan, where Spock goes, "You will now and forever be my friend." That's a good death. Resurrection is absolute shit, because it's apparently he takes the living soul and puts it into the body. It's dumb. Anyways, that's my real deal. Let me know what you think about it in the comments of this video. Thanks again for listening. I've been Drew. Tune in to the next episode of Film Files. Nick and I will return, and we've got a whole plethora of great things coming your way. Thanks again. Have a good one.